Hiyo! So, I kind of wanted to be starting a YouTube channel, and the easiest way to just do it is to do it. As I get more comfortable, I figure I'll increase and I'll up the setup, but I want to start. So, what I want to start with is kind of just the idea of self acceptance because I know that's one that I personally struggle a lot with. And I'm sure that if you're watching this, you're struggling a lot with it too. Now, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a health person, doctor by any means, so if you are dealing with that on like a very serious level, I do suggest you go see somebody and get help for it. But please don't take my advice as any kind of like clinical friggin' no, this is just me talking and we're chatting. Okay, that's it. I claim nothing. Okay, we're talking about self confidence here. I'm not talking about nothing magic. Okay, so when we talk about self confidence, I actually have a quote that's in my little home office, and it's by J.R.R. Tolkien, and it says, it's right over here. Not all those who wander are lost. And when it comes to kind of like figuring out who you are, especially when we hit our 20s, I think a lot of us can feel lost. And I think it's really easy to feel lost because there's so many things that people are trying to push us and direct us to do and push us towards. And that's not always what we feel like we want to do. Sometimes something that we've grown up doing is something that people try pushing us towards, and sometimes it'll be something that's been like a family business or something that you grew up watching your parents do, and because it's something that they did, and sometimes because you grew up watching your parents work in a dedicated career, you've been encouraged to also like follow that. And it might not be what you want to do, but it might be what like you're used to doing. And we get comfortable to these concepts and we kind of like lose track of the things that we want to be doing or the things that like we wanted to do years ago, and we think that our like interests are easier to like push aside, I guess. So what I'm trying to say is self-acceptance kind of starts with figuring out what are those things that you like. What are those things that you pushed aside that you feel scared to like show to other people? Now, when I'm talking about these things, I'm talking about, you know, you, the girl who dances in the kitchen, but she don't dance around anybody else, or the girl who sings and she don't sing around anybody else because you're scared that you're going to be judged. And I am talking from self-experience. Why? Because I am those girls. I don't like people hearing me sing and I don't like people watching me dance. But if you're close to me, I know that you're going to see me do those things because I know that you accept me. And I think that's kind of part of where we can start, is kind of figuring out, okay, well, these are the parts of us that we know that people close to us can accept. So it's going to be a little easier for us to start accepting those on ourselves. And so, like, I know, like, I like singing around the house, and sometimes I get a little self-conscious about it. So my boyfriend will tease me about it, and he's like, no, I know you like singing, keep going. And because it kind of just gets me out of my head for a little bit, because I know I'm being self-conscious about it, and there's no reason to be. He would have, why would he care? But I think that just kind of speaks to kind of what I'm talking about, and I hope you get what I'm trying to say, because I really do feel like as we grow up, there are parts of us that we get out of touch with and we lose touch with, and it's really important that as we grow up, blah blah blah, repeating myself, that we try to stay in touch with these things, or we try to figure out versely, like, what are the new things that we feel light that same fire. Because I know for me, like, I was really interested in art growing up, and everyone's always pushed me towards art. I've always thought I should go into art, but I've been interested in a lot in gardening lately, and I still love painting and doing art with a passion, but I've been feeling a lot more like I love my little plants, I love writing, I love doing this, like, just sitting and talking and getting my thoughts out. I stopped myself from starting making videos for so long that I think just kind of starting and doing this is that step that I needed to take. And if I didn't have a plethora of people telling me to do it, like I said, sometimes the people around you are more accepting of it than you realize you are for yourself. I don't think I would have started just sitting down and doing this today. We're gonna see where this goes. I know I can get better. I know there's a million things I can do to improve. I'm probably talking way too fast for some of you. Yeah, I think self-acceptance is a really big part of just going through life, because we figure different things out. We figure out different things about ourselves, and that's gonna be okay. Some things aren't gonna be okay. We're gonna learn. We can change those things. That's the nice thing about being yourself, you know. You can change things about yourself. You can't change things about other people, but you can change things about yourself. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's gonna be habits. Sometimes it's gonna be subconscious things. But we can do it. Otherwise, like, what's the point of living life? Just staying the same thing every single day. That's a little bit boring. These experiences are to help us grow. And we gotta love ourselves through the process. And I think it's not easy to do every day, but we can do it. You can do it. I can do it. If you're watching this, you can do it. I know you see this. It says get a girl. It doesn't just say it girl. It says get a girl. So, what can we do to, like, start accepting ourselves more? I know I try to journal. I try to journal at least, like, once a day, because I know that writing things down sometimes helps me see if I'm overthinking something. It helps me see what I can be thankful for. It helps me slow down, and just journaling is such a... Whatever I'm writing about, journaling helps. And it helps me be okay with what's going on up here, you know? It's good. I think another thing we can do for some self-acceptance, and I've kind of leaned into it, is really just having those people around us who accept us. And you'll notice the difference when you have people around you who don't accept you for who you are versus people who do. You'll feel it in your energy, you'll feel it in the way your days go, and it will make a big difference when you shift to those people. And I guess the third thing, because I don't want to go on a huge rant that I kind of want to, like, leave you guys with, is sometimes it's really easy to put our identity in the past and in experiences we've gone through, and while those do help create us and, like, who we become, we do not have to keep our identity placed in those experiences. We can use them as learning tools. We can use the past and whatever we've been through as, like, judgment calls for, you know, things to either avoid or what we want in life. We don't have to, speaking as someone with PTSD, we don't have to hold those experiences, like, as judgments on other people. And within that, we don't have to hold those judgments on ourselves. And I think that's, like, really something deep you can dive into, because I think that really oh my god, sorry, like, brain fog. And I think that's a really good point to dive into, because I think the way that we can reflect on ourselves and how we have this, like, judgment prospect based on our past really is, like, so influential to our self-acceptance. And if we can, like, let go a little bit, just like a little bit, then it will help with just moving forward and really like seeing how different things can benefit you, because you might not realize what you're being biased about, especially in terms of like if you're trying to accept things about yourself and you're holding that prejudice without realizing it. So take that, unload it. Not everything that I talk about might be this like deep, is in like I don't even know if it's deep. I don't want to say it's deep because it's freaking. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. Next week we might be talking about fairies or unicorns or centaurs, or we might even be talking about like some cool camera gear. But this is gonna be what it is. I talk really fast, and I'd love for you guys to sit down and see what we're talking about soon. Just because I want to look into things and share current events, current updates, help everyone connect, see what they can do to like help themselves a little bit more. And I think there's ways for us to do that. And if you are down to do that too, you're my kind of people. So, thank you for your time. And I'll see you again soon. Bye.